was just a game that like you made a massive blunder at the start, and then you opted into fights which, you know, weren't really winnable, but, you know, what else could you really do? And the game was kind of just away from you. I think it's like, it looks and feels really bad to be on the receiving end, but I think at the end of the day, you know, you could definitely put yourself in a better position. I hope that this game won't be nearly as brutal as the last one was, but I also think that, like, if you don't end up having such a bad early skirmish, the game could easily be much more competitive.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the drafts were playable, the game was playable. The plays that were made the game unplayable. So now we're going to jump into draft here for game number 2. Azir is banned again, this time early. Orianna going to be followed up by DK. Similar. This time the Vi is going to be banned. They elected not to go for the Vi into the Yunara last game. Didn't want it to just have a cuz experience where you go in and you just die. Perhaps as Jace is going to be banned here. Pretty common stuff on the
It's interesting as well, DRX maintaining the Azir ban, even though it's something that Dplus have been banning heavily and haven't really been playing at all during the LCK Cup. We are just getting that Azir Orianna trade. Rai is going to be banned again by DRX, so mid lane pool being kind of thinned heavily. And altogether, no change in bans from the side of Dplus, but the Ambessa has been let through, so it's going to be snapped up here by Rich in the top lane. Ultimately, Rich wasn't really present in the last game. Neither him nor Shiwa really got to take part, if we're being honest.
Yeah.
But he did get the Rumble.
Did they even really exist? Yeah. I don't know. I'm still not sure.
He did get the Rumble, though, and just wasn't really able to make much headway. But, I mean, it's harsh to really say anything about it because the game was over before he even got to partake. So we'll see what he can do on the Ambessa, and we'll see what Dplus take into it. We get the Pantheon immediately for Lucid. We have seen players like Zeus and Keen taking the Gwen into the Ambessa, a matchup that originally was pretty Ambessa favored, and we saw Ambessa being picked up as like the counter to Gwen, but we've seen it being piloted quite well by some of our proficient top laners and being confident to take that matchup. But for now, we will see Smash opting into the Lucian, and we've seen multiple pairings with this, whether it's Lucian Nami, Lucian Braum, Lucian Milio, Lucian Sona.
Yeah. You play a lot of stuff with Lucian nowadays. It's not just Lucian Nami. And as Wadid said on the space, he's like, DK realized they have Smash, and they're willing to play around him, pick early for him, and get him a good matchup. So Aurora and Nautilus are going to be picks here, though.
This also makes it really tricky for Shiwu, because I was talking about the Gwen into the Ambessa, but it's hard to pick because now you might go into the Aurora instead, because the Ambessa could be in the jungle. The Nautilus coming through makes bot lane very easy to decide, though, because if you're playing into a Nautilus, why not just slam Braum?
Yeah.
And play that matchup out. Always been a pretty comfortable matchup for the Braum to play, and makes those skirmishes difficult for the side of DRX, particularly this Pantheon Lucian Braum. We just saw a game where the early skirmish dictated the whole match, and it's so incredibly hard to play an early skirmish against specifically this trio, where you have the point-and-click CC from the Pantheon. He lands that, the Winter's Bite is guaranteed, and then it's so easy to stack, and you have the execute damage from the Pantheon. This is just very hard to pick another trio that out-skirmishes this trio in the early game. So,
so surely DRX won't go all in on some early skirmishes this time.
We'll see.
Is the hope.
Is the hope. Ziggs ban comes through. I think something that can kind of circumvent the Braum in a lot of ways with the ultimate, and also can keep these things at bay. It is a short-range composition from the side of Dplus so far. The Gwen ban does come through, so did talk a little bit about it being played into the Ambessa. Obviously not certain that it's going to be the Ambessa top lane, but just for the potential of it.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they just want to play a tank, and Gwen would be good into that anyway, if they slam Sion at some point.
I also think
Asante,
as much as the skirmishing is really good in this composition from Dplus, and I do think that, like, despite them not being the greatest scalers, Pantheon and Lucian can still do good jobs in the later stages. Having some insurance in this comp would go a long way, and Gwen does offer that. She also stacks up Braum passive very effectively. Sivir ban comes through, something that could obviously mitigate a lot of that pressure. Just being able to clear the waves effectively, good against short-range compositions. The stun impact reduced massively.
So with the Renekton ban coming through, it does look very much like we're going to get an Ambessa top lane. Thinking about the Kennen here as the answer, force you into it. And Kennen can go into a lot of stuff, even if the Ambessa does get flexed. So they are just going to lock that in. So there is a little bit of, you know, just ways to get more damage on the team. And there's the potential flex with the Scion coming out we were talking about.
Yeah, I think you have to be ready and willing. Even with those bans come through, you have to be ready and willing to be able to flex it, because, you know, playing it into the Kennen, not a fun time.
Yeah.
I think Willa definitely one of these players who are happy and comfortable to play carries in the jungle. Was doing it quite a lot in previous years as well. And we do see, so the Scion coming through into the Kennen can just chill in that matchup, farm up, just weather the storm. And looking at the Ezreal, so something that can play at a safe distance, but not exactly going to have the most pressure in the bot lane. Also, especially into the Pantheon and the Braum, I feel like they can mitigate a lot of your damage. You know, you're firing Mystic shots in, you're hitting a Braum wall, you're hitting the Pantheon Aegis, and it just feels like you can't push in too aggressively.
Maybe this is the TF game.
You do outrange a good amount, though. I don't know, it's a lot of bulk for a TF.
Cassiopeia.
Cassiopeia, though,
That can definitely chew through the bulk.
That will chew through the bulk, for sure, in this one. And definitely when we're talking about having some insurance, it does offer that. That being said, there's a lot of things that can get on top of you and just make your life difficult. I think for this one, I think there's obviously the skirmishing power we talked about, and then you have like the power of the Kennen and the Cassiopeia ready to get you through those team fights. But I think DRX, you know, as long as they don't opt into a crazy fight with the Lucian Braum Pantheon, you know,
surely this time.
If they get into the mid game, I think they can play around, especially the fact that their backline is so mobile, right? It's going to be kind of hard to reach the Ezreal and the Aurora. Things like the Cassiopeia should never really be easily connecting with them. The Kennen as well might have a hard time to get on top of them.
Yeah.
You have this bulky front line too, so.
That's why I thought maybe TF just for like an RFC gold card onto one of those slippery carries and then the follow-up, but yeah, then I just, yeah, I don't think they get through the Scion or even the Ambessa in the later stages of the game, so probably for the best, as we got DRX fans begging, pleading for just an ounce of, you know, something in the series, because so far they haven't shown it in this first game. So Showmaker going to be playing Cassiopeia up against UCal's Aurora in the mid lane, and we're getting ready for game number 2. Dplus Kia up against DRX right now. Alrighty, game number 2 on the cards here. And we did have that Ambessa put into the jungle, in fact. Willer going to be playing that. He also did play Zahin jungle. So, definitely a guy that has a lot in his arsenal.
Yeah. That is one thing I'm a little worried about, though, is I feel like the Ezreal Aurora, if they do fall behind, will just feel like they don't offer that much damage. Whereas I feel like for Dplus, I mean, that's happened with Lucian, right? But, you know, with Cassiopeia, it just feels like, in general, the Dplus composition has more damage threats.
And they have all different types. A lot of burst, obviously, but also the consistency of the Cassiopeia. Lots of ways to fight early, mid, and late, it feels.
Yeah.
Maybe late isn't, you know, the absolute best we've ever seen, but still good.
I mean, I feel like Pantheon just does such insane damage. Like, I feel like for so long, Pantheon's always been thought of like this early game champion, but I just think he does so much damage at every stage now. I think a big factor is he gets so much armor pen for free on his ultimate with ultimate ranks now, which is interestingly something Ambessa also gets. And really helps him just carry over into the later stages. and also the execute on his Q. Like, if you get hit by a Pantheon Q in the later stages of the game, he actually just does so much damage now. It's kind of ungodly.
Yeah, he really does. The wall is down. Career is getting pretty low. Smash and Career are still trying to fight back, but a nice trade here. A nice look from Ondel to go for that hook, and that's going to force Career back.
Yeah, I think Ju doing a good job of stacking up the lethal tempo and getting some good autos into the Braum. Career kind of on the back foot there. I also think as well, as much as the matchup Nautilus-Braum generally favored towards the Nautilus, if you get in like these quick trades and kind of disengage before the Braum stacks up the passive, Nautilus has a lot of base damage in his kit. And you have like the initial shielding. Like if the Braum's ready and he gets passive stacked on you and you instantly like burst it down in the long trade, it feels bad. But you can go for like quick trades, disengage, and...
Oh no, that's really unfortunate for Ondel to miss that hook, as now they're going to continue on the trade. We have TP coming in from UCal. Showmaker's already here. The flash, Miasma just secures the kill onto Ondel. He couldn't flash away from the grounding. And again, we're fighting over an early scuttle. And Xiu goes over the wall. They're going to commit to this one. They want to get on top of Smash. Where have we seen this before? It's Showmaker with full health and full mana, and they're all running away from him. As Willer's getting low, Showmaker can kind of do whatever he wants, although he's in a less comfortable spot this time. Still going to get the kill on a Jiwoo. Still looking for the kill on a UCal. One burst should be able to get it, but he misses the Q. And oh no, UCal not like this. And it's a 3-kill Showmaker again.
Why are we doing this again? Why? You just lost the game like this. Well, if at first you don't succeed.
I don't know, man. This one feels even more obvious, especially after the missed hook.
Yeah, they missed the hook and they're still going in. Okay,
Please.
and we talked about the skirmishing power of Dplus's composition. But to be fair, I didn't expect Showmaker just to absolutely 1v9 as well. Because to be fair, Dplus, sorry, their 3-man who are strong in the skirmishes are quite low. The Braum passive doesn't get that much crazy value. They do get the stun down on a couple of members, but Showmaker just dodges everything. He's just insane.
Yeah.
Dodging the Mystic Shot there. Get some Miasma down here.
And they're fighting, by the way, in the bot lane in live, so at least something good. So, an ounce of goodness going the way of DRX. And it's even more than an ounce. Gio up to 3 kills now with that double kill for him.
Picture this scenario if they hadn't had that skirmish in the river.
Yeah.
But a good play coming out. I want to see how that happened because, you know, Ezreal Nautilus finding a win in 2v2 against Lucian Braum. That's good to see. Not the easiest thing to find.
Xiu just level 6 here as Ridge maybe just going to flash ult away if he needs to, will flash.
Yeah, I think he probably could have just ulted and buffered Xiu's ult and would have just got out completely. I don't think he actually needed to have to use his flash there, but...
Yeah.
Okay, so Korea used his shield quite early and Smash dashed in. So all cooldowns down, and Andel's like, I'm going. They have nothing. He's just flashing on him and autoing him, so... I think this is honestly another example of like, we are the winning bot lane 2v2. We just win this. Let's just play aggressive. We win this, and not thinking how do we win this?
Yeah.
How are we winning this matchup? They used all their cooldowns, everything, and then I'm just like, oh, they have nothing left. I'm flashing in.
Yeah.
And the lack of summoners from the earlier skirmish as well, obviously.
Andel's in a lot of trouble now. He doesn't have flash, and well, Lucid does. So they're gonna give that kill to Career, who does last hit that, unfortunately. Jiu gonna get traded a little bit there as well.
So here's a neat trick I've learned about bot lane matchups, right? The trick to winning any bot lane matchup, bring the jungler.
Yeah, bring your jungler.
Never fails.
Jungle gap, honestly. I mean, you know, Lucid was there, Willer wasn't.
Yeah.
Pretty obvious.
And then what you do is you go in all chat and you say GG easy. Better bot wins.
That'll work, that'll work.
Yeah.
That'll tilt them for sure.
Yes, yes.
Well, Ondil just TP'd back the Unsealed Spellbook. Career does have the door up, but there are 3 of them.
As I said, good
UCal's
2v2 play.
Dead.
Good 2v2 play from the bot lane.
UCal is dead, and surely DRX just say, okay, we're gonna back. Nope, they're just gonna go for it anyway. Yeah, Willer's dead. And we got even a TP coming in here because why not? They did not need the TP. But actually, that's career, not the cannon. Anyway, they should not have fought that at all.
I genuinely think DRX should just be banned from the bot side river. I think if Joker had coach comms, he'd come in and be, guys, you're not allowed in the bot side river. You are banned until 15 minutes game time. Do not step in there. This is an example where I think Andal was like, hey, we just won the 2v2. Well, the reason you won the 2v2 is because all their cooldowns were down. You just queued in when their cooldowns were up and the jungler was there.
Yeah.
Here, though, your jungler was here, so this was going good. Positive play. You found the kill. But then you try to make this fight happen, and Showmaker has ult, and no one on DRX's side has ult. And it's crazy, he caught you as well with the ult.
Yeah.
So max range on that, which was pretty nice. But it was just a straight 3v3, and the Cassiopeia has ult. And also, you know, we were kind of trash-talking the tier Catalyst last game on the Tlia, but because it's a fed Cassiopeia who has that very early, it's a very tanky Cassio with a lot of mana.
Yeah.
You're not just going to burst her, even though she wasn't full HP.
Yeah.
So
it hits differently as well when, you know, Cassiopeia is going to get out of control.
It's 8 minutes, and the Cassiopeia is 403 with a 1,700 gold.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah.
That's actually crazy.
It's pretty insane. It's pretty crazy.
Yeah, Onx just wrote down his POM, his POM selection.
Oh, I did I? Oh.
I'm not going to spoil it because, you know, you don't know. It's probably a split vote here.
Yeah, I think it's pretty close.
You never know.
Yeah, assuming, you know, a certain team wins, I think it's pretty safe.
Yeah. And if DRX do somehow end up winning the series, you know, maybe it is off of the back of UCal. At this point, could be anybody. So, yeah, I just don't know what to say. I feel like DRX are really... They're doubling down, they're tripling down, they're quadrupling down on this same idea that, no, we can win these trades no matter what the comp, no matter what the situation, and we're just going to prove it to them. And they're not proving a lot, except that they're going to lose these trades. So, yeah, I don't really want to see it anymore. This time, though, they do have UCal down here. Smash is going to flash away. Nice flash in from Career on the block, and also be able to get right up in front and land that Q on an Ondale. And they even give that kill over to Smash as Lucid gets there, Showmaker gets there. And that's another strength of the Pantheon, just to get there so quickly.
Trying to force into the Lucian Braum there. Again, this is kind of the difficulty of the lane matchup. When the cooldowns are up, it's hard just to press forward as the Nautilus. Andal trying to find the angle, doesn't succeed. And now they're trying to set up a dive. Not the easiest.
Yeah, this one definitely not as good as game number one, as they're going to try to force it in onto UCal. Smash going to get pretty low.
Oh, the ult!
And the ult is gigantic. Going to catch UCal on top of it all as the route is finished here for Showmaker. Now 5 kills on the Cassiopeia. And now we got a Slicing Maelstrom in the top lane. This time, Scion ult is not going to get through.
Oh, wait, what?
But that's fine.
Oh, this is top lane. Oh, I forgot about this lane. Yeah.
I don't even know what lane you're talking about. It doesn't exist in my mind.
Yeah, oh yeah, I forgot this lane existed. Didn't they say they were changing this to make top lane more relevant?
Top lane and top laners are not real.
Yeah. So this one, actually, so the shield was down. So I think this was maybe the thing that thought, hey, I can go a bit more aggressive here. UCal was coming over. And they'll try to go for like the R flash to kind of get the setup on Smash. Because if you R flash, it gets like the insta knock-up.
Yeah.
So, you know, maybe I was a bit critical of Andal because he saw a window with UCal there when the cooldown, the shield down from Korea. But unfortunately, the rest of Dplus ready to move. This was a little messy, you know. Korea got in a bit early. The ult from Showmaker was great. UCal flashing to get away, otherwise that would have just been a double kill.
Yeah.
Yeah, Showmaker's just in tremendous form today.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty interesting, this LCK Cup this year, because a lot of our veteran mid laners, you think about Faker, you think about Showmaker, these guys that generally have somewhat slower starts to the year are just having incredible form, really on the ball from the get-go.
To be fair, last LCK Cup, Showmaker was also in tremendous form. And we were super hyping up Dplus.
And then there's one thing that can kill the hype faster than anything else, and that's losing 0-3 and then 0-3.
But they've already lost 0-3.
They did. Well,
and they're bouncing back.
They can't lose 0-3 today. Even if they do lose the series, it can't be a 0-3, nor a 0-2.
Yeah.
So they're feeling pretty good about that.
Wait, wait. I know that you might not care about this, Brendan, but I do. Korea has already finished his support quest.
Oh, I thought you were going to talk about the top lane. I'm like,
No.
why do you care about the top
So
lane?
he's like one of the fastest, but we looked at like role quests the other day, and support is on average, I think support and mid are on average the slowest.
Yeah, the Showmaker just finished his, by the way.
Yeah, and Showmaker and Korea are like two of the fastest in the team. That's crazy. That's,
Yeah.
wow.
Showmaker is miles
Record
ahead of
breaking.
UCal, which makes sense because UCal has died twice.
But
Showmaker has
it's
5
crazy
kills.
that Korea is so fast, because normally, like, I can get mid being faster when you got so many kills and
Yeah.
doing a lot of damage. Maybe he was just getting all his procs from hitting champions.
Well, they're going to try to fight this one 4v3. The Nautilus ult does come out. Career might be in a bit of trouble. Big burst damage does come in, but now able to get in front is Lucid. Still not able to avoid the Aurora damage, though, as a hook does sail wide. And Showmaker's just mid, getting plates.
Yeah. Well, he may have got his quest completed, but it didn't save him from that. So.
Yeah.
I know Andal has his quest. Oh.
Now Lucid's here. Flash. Oh, no, he's just taking names.
Oh, my.
Much like Lucid in game 1, he is back. And, well, now he's dead. But
Okay.
that's because UCal is also bot. They're really trying to babysit down here, which honestly makes a lot of sense. Trying to dodge all of these skill shots. And he will dodge enough with the barrier.
Honestly, Yukal's doing his best, right? He had a rough game
bot.
1.
Just stay bot, don't, yeah.
I feel like the thing is, I say he had a rough game 1. I feel like it wasn't even specifically like, it's just Showmaker is popping off, right? I'm not even specifically, you know, we talked about, the space talked about the AP difference. It's just Showmaker's been popping off. He got fed of the skirmishes. He didn't get fed specifically of Showmaker.
Yeah.
But Yukal's been doing his best to make things happen. Here, Korea just kind of, he just gets exploded. The Braum cannot survive against this. I'll be honest, the supports have been having a rough time this game. A lot of deaths. A lot of deaths. Lucid just exploding people. The Pantheon doing so much damage, and then Smash nearly gets smashed himself. Does put a lot of damage in Andal, nearly turns it around. And Yukal actually would have killed him without barrier.
Yeah.
For sure.
Thankfully, he hit his ability this time. Smash not quite as good at dodging the skill shot. And again, we're up in top lane.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, we're back in mid lane. And Smash.
Do you think there's like a minimum quota we have to look top lane for like a set amount of time?
I'd say the top laners would feel pretty bad if we didn't.
Yeah.
They want to be included.
Guys, you haven't looked top lane in like the last 7 minutes. You have to remind everyone it exists. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look.
I mean, eventually, maybe we get like a Kennen ult in this game.
Yeah.
On like a team.
Kennen's ulting Rich again. Rich just runs away. Cool. Okay. Back to the rest of the map.
We have seen that a couple of times now. And yeah, Cataclysm gonna force you back and forces the turret
got
down.
Got the Farmalon. There we go.
He's back. Oh, he got stunned.
Okay, no, that's enough. That's enough.
Career, he is playing Braum, so it's a little bit easier for him to get out, but still having trouble. And he's just dead to Andal's ult. Lucid's like, man, I was doing the dragon.
You know, Dplus is still really far ahead, but DRX are getting a lot of kills.
Yeah.
It's feeling a very messy game compared to game 1. I feel like an aspect of it is you are playing into a fed Cassiopeia and not a Ferrari. So these skirmishes aren't just like falling apart immediately every time you opt into them. It's easier to fight without Showmaker being there compared to last game where it felt almost impossible. I do want to note there is 20 kills so far in this game, right? 10 of them are supports. 50% of the deaths in this game are supports.
The deaths, yeah, not the kills. For
Yeah.
a second, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, the supports are just dying.
Yeah.
And
Speaking of which,
it's not even like it's squishy supports. I know Nautilus is one of the squishier engaged supports, but the other one is Braum. They are just, we'll say, being targeted.
yeah. It's
Also, the Braum
not
has
their
died.
first
The
time.
Braum has died more than the Nautilus.
6 times is,
It's also celestial opposition on both of them.
well, Anil's gonna hook into the wall, and Lucid has some choice words for him about that. As the Mega Cone engage Braum comes in, not something we see very often. There's the Slicing Maelstrom on the enemy team, and not just on the Scion. Chief's dead, by the way. He's just getting flanked by 4 people. Yukal comes in. He's probably regretting that choice now. As he does get the kill, does still die to the spear.
Hey,
Rich cutting through that Scion.
but look who didn't die.
It's Career. And
Andal got away.
Yeah.
They let him live. And now the supports aren't 50% of the deaths. So, you know, good job, Andal. That's showing some growth. Unfortunately for the rest of DRX, they just got completely blasted in this situation. Lucy's going very aggressive here, but we had this TP angle coming in, and she was like, okay, I'm so bored of playing top lane. Let me join. Willa gets absolutely one-shot. Jiwoo just gets shredded by the Showmaker flank, and the fight is already over at this point.
Yeah.
Yukal does kill Shiwu. He's doing his best, but kind of just gets chased down by the snake, and Lucid snipes him with a spear, and then the tanks just run away.
And
once again, I did predict a 2-0.
You did.
I still feel like, based on what we've seen, it felt like
a little look behind the curtain. There have been times where we have tried and asked about, like, can I predict 3-0 to try to make a statement, you know, something like that, or can I vote for Palm for one of the members of the losing team, you know?
Well, that's toxic, right?
We have not been allowed to do that, but Ox, you know, if you want to say publicly that, you know, you wanted to go for a 3-0 instead of a 2-0.
No, I wasn't thinking that. I'm just thinking, like,
that.
I said 2-0, but looking at this, I'm like I said 2-0, but all I'm saying is based on this, I didn't expect it to be this one-sided.
Yeah.
This feels more one-sided than my prediction. That's what I'm trying to say. This feels more one-sided than I thought it would be, and my prediction was a 2-0.
I see.
That's what I'm trying to convey. That's the point I'm trying to make. This feels more one-sided than even I thought, and I said 2-0, which is as one-sided as we can convey with our prediction.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it'd be closer than this. And this is not like, my prediction was not close.
This is not.
So, yeah.
Yeah, well, they're trying to engage on a Braum again. It's worked out a lot for them, to be honest.
Kill the Braum, kill the Braum, kill the Braum!
They will, don't worry. That's another kill over to Jiwoo. And a 7th death.
DRX
Rear's Braum.
have learned from T1.
That is another hook, this time on a Lucid, though, so...
You know, they watched the T1 vs Dplus series. There was a lot of things that you could have taken away. Their takeaway, kill Korea.
So Showmaker's just being turned onto here. And there's nowhere for him to go. He doesn't have his flash either. He is just going to go down. You just take a bunch of damage, though. And the fight comes in. Here's the slicing Maelstrom we were looking for. Forces the flash out of Yukal. Otherwise, he would be a third casualty. So you're going to run straight into Willer, who is only level 11. I think she was okay to take the straight, actually. Rich hits the wall!
Rich.
You know, if he were there, honestly, I don't even know if he would have helped. And he does die anyway. So that's going to be the end of that.
You know what? Did it really...
Maybe he made the right call.
Did it really make a difference?
Yeah, no, I don't think it did.
Yeah. Let's have a little replay of... Yeah, ult comes in. Showmaker a little bit overextended. He's not playing Ari this time. Does die. No Magi stacks to be lost in this one, though. Shiwu comes in, presses ultimate. Everyone, apart from Yukal, who flashed away, dead. And then he goes in. He has the big shield and teleports. So he's like, I want to go. I want to see what... Yeah.
You know what? Turn around after that.
You know what? I think that's a good summary of the series.
Yeah.
Good summary of the series.
Just clip that.
Yeah.
Put it up and be like, okay, this is what happened.
Flip it and ship it.
Anyway, DK120. And we have the second series.
Counting your chickens. It's not 2-0 yet.
Pretty good at counting, so
it's only,
I do like to flex.
It's only a 7.6k goal lead. This...
It's a lot less than game 1.
It's not even that big of a goal lead compared to some of the throws we've seen so far in the LCK.
Okay, we're going to see another hook. This, again, is Pantheon. You know, okay, TP is going to come in, and this time the shield, it is going to go down.
They got him.
And they got the kill. And this time now, Showmaker going to be caught up as the Q comes down.
Okay, some good picks.
Into what should be a Chemtech Drake. Not bad.
Finding some angles. This is good. See, I said you were counting your chickens before they hatch.
Yeah. Well, Yukal does a lot of burst damage, but he's still 3 levels behind Jiwoo. As now Smash just going to send it here into Jiwoo, and ooh, the locket saves him and the dive, as that's going to be the kill going over to Jiwoo. Jiwoo is just leaving, and Willer's like, well, I wish I could have done something.
I can't believe we didn't trip over that yet. Jiwoo and Jiwoo in the same game.
You know, they haven't been interacting all that much.
They really have not. They've just been
it hasn't been a
opposite
problem.
sides on the map.
And I don't think it will be a problem.
For much longer.
Yeah. Man, what was Atlas thinking with the 2-1 prediction? Crazy.
Yeah.
I would never.
Insane.
I would never do that. I also predicted 2-1. So Lucid kind of gets caught here.
Yeah. I mean, that's what happens. Thank you for describing the exact series of events.
Chu looking pretty dead. He is going to get the stun down.
Oh, the ults. You know, Will's ults have been kind of... Like, is he 3, 6, and 7? Yes. But he's hitting his ults, right? Yeah. And can you ask for anything more? I mean, honestly, yes. But... you know what?
Yes.
They're fielding a comeback, and I respect that.
Yeah. You know, they didn't even give up in game 1. They didn't give up here in game 2. Props to DRX. They're not winning, but they're not.
And you know what? They're not giving up, and they wouldn't even be out if they lose this game. And notice I'm saying if, because they haven't given up, and neither will I until the Nexus explodes.
We've seen crazier things, even this week. And
even yesterday?
Yeah. That's included in this week. They are going to go in onto Ondil. Not the easiest target to take down, and Lucid does put up his shield as now Smash comes in, and it's just one big bait. Showmaker in a bit of trouble, but he's just so tanky, man. They can't chew through the Cassiopeia, and now Xiu's here trying to interact with Jiwoo. It's not going to happen. And they're just chasing the Cassiopeia for some reason. It's not, guys. Oh no. Jiwoo, no!
The minion.
He did hit the minion, yeah. That's, get down, Mr. President.
He's
Mr.
just dodging,
Showmaker.
dipping.
One spear? No, Lucid's gonna run straight into the smash. And, yeah, it's just gonna be 2 kills anyway. Zombie Scion trying to be relevant, but...
Okay, I know I said I wasn't giving up on DRX.
Nexus hasn't exploded.
And I'm still not giving up. There's still hope, right? Willer's back up. He's got ult. He's not been missing those. There's hope. I'm hoping. I'm believing. They're connecting CC, but Lucid still didn't die here. So close. The lack of gold, the lack of damage, a factor. Showmaker again gets low. But Korea doing a great job blocking the damage. Does he die? Yes, but he doesn't care. He's let go of earthly tethers like KDA. It's meaningless to him.
Yeah.
Once you've died, how many times has he died? Like 9 times on Braum?
It's at least 8.
It's just meaningless, right? He will die another 7 times on Braum, and it makes no difference as long as he protects his Cassiopeia in the mid lane. He knows what his job is. Oof.
Lucid just flashing for the kill.
It is 8.
It is 8, yeah.
He has more deaths than every single person on his team combined.
Makes sense. Because DRX do have 15 kills. So.
He will die for the cause. Again and again and again.
He will, yeah.
Not even just for the cause, he'll just die.
He'll just die.
And then say it's for the cause, and you're like, you know, you didn't need to die. He's like, no, I did. I'm like, okay, fair play, buddy. I appreciate the effort.
He was feeling like he had to.
Well, it's just hitting the ult.
Same for Xiu. You know, he's like, I feel like I kind of just want to die here in the top lane. And he does. He gets caught out again. So DRX are seeing that our top laner of DK is maybe getting a little bit unfocused. And that's a good look. It's still going to be this bottom lane turret going down.
I mean, Willer's doing good with the ults on Ambessa. That is the thing that I'm praising, you know. It's a good look. If he hadn't fallen really far behind in the early skirmish, if they went 10,000 gold down, then, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of ifs.
This time, the biggest gold lead does go over to Smash. We had a very big lead for Showmaker in Game 1, but this time in Game 2, it is the 80 carry.
There's a big gold lead top as well.
Where? Sorry, I didn't recognize what you were talking about.
Reverse bot lane, we'll call it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Those guys that kind of like do stuff up there.
Yeah, the strange.
They fight each other and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The odd ones. Actually, he was a jungler, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're trying to fight over a Chemtech Drake, it looks like.
Yeah, very important. Very vital that we get this. TP wards being pinged. Kennen is coming.
All right, they're trying to just fight this instead, and Angel dies to a culling.
Nearly.
Well, basically, yeah. She was like, I will get that kill for you guys. As Rich as well does not exist. You thought he was tanky. No, he was not. Flash over the wall. Xiyu does interact with Jiwoo. And Jiwoo is
so dead.
He's so dead. Yeah, there's just no getting away from that. As a stun will come in right at the last moment. And that'll be the end of him and the end of Willer. And hopefully the end of this game. So we can go on to the next series, because this one has been a bit of a clanker. DK just bopping him over the head with a giant red hammer, and that's going to be it. It's just going to be a 2-0.
This one was a bit more fast and loose than game one. You know, game one felt really just over after the first skirmish.
Get him, Rich. Wait, not like that.
And, you know, game two felt really over after the first skirmish, but with a little bit more goofing about in the meantime.
Yeah. 48 kills. 48 kills here in game number 2, 27 minutes. DK, they are miles ahead of DRX. Yeah, I just thought his sacrifice, it shouldn't be in vain, you know?
That was so base.
I think that he really deserves a shout out.
Korea, not a KDA player. That is something we can definitely say.
Whereas some other players on DK, can't say the same about them.
We can also say Andal, not a KDA player. Both supports really just saying that they're willing to die for any cause. Give them a cause, they'll die for it.
What if they don't believe in the cause?
No, they just need
still gonna die for it?
Yeah, they just need a cause to die for quickly, because they're gonna die anyway. They just need to say that it was for a good cause. Usually for their teammates, but yeah. Smash again doing some crazy damage. Xiyu also, I mean, he was pumping numbers on this Ion, but had some great cannon ults. And this was a series that felt short but long. You know, the game's longer than they were finished very quickly, but also went longer than when they were done.
Yeah, I mean, both games were finished at like 5 to 7 minutes.
Yeah,
so
but a lot of action.
After that, well, we are going to take a look at the showmaker of the match. It is Showmaker. Who could have seen that coming? Only 3 deaths in the 2 games that he did play.
Yeah,